Okay, now let's talk about the malabsorptive procedures. First, we'll talk about the gastric bypass. In a gastric bypass, we want to accomplish two things. We want to reduce the size of the stomach, and we do that by disconnecting this little gastric pouch at the top of the stomach from the remainder of the stomach down here. The second goal is to help a patient absorb fewer calories from that which they consume. We do this by taking the small intestine, which starts right here, and then downstream a couple of feet, we divide the small intestine here, and we pull the end of that intestine up, the other end rather, and connect it to the gastric pouch here, and then back downstream here, we make a new connection here. So what this does is it delays the mixing together of the digestive enzymes, which are made right here at the beginning of the small intestine. It delays those mixing together with the food until farther downstream than normal. So when the patient swallows some food, it comes down the esophagus, into this pouch, into this small intestine, but it's not in contact with any of those digestive enzymes until it gets down here, and those digestive enzymes come flowing in this way. So we are, reducing the calorie absorption by causing malabsorption, if you will. So because of this malabsorption process, a gastric bypass is a little bit more powerful than a gastric sleeve and a lot more powerful than a gastric band. A duodenal switch is sort of a hybrid operation. It's like a combination between a gastric bypass and a gastric sleeve. So instead of making the small pouch at the top of the stomach, we actually do a gastric sleeve. So the food will pass all the way through this new smaller stomach and into the very first part of the small intestine, and then we take the small intestine way downstream here and we disconnect it here and we pull it up and connect it to the sleeve and then make a new connection right here. So with the duodenal switch, much more intestine gets bypassed than with a gastric bypass, which typically leads again to a little bit more weight loss than a bypass, but then there's a higher risk of nutritional deficiencies. And then the SIPS procedure, S-I-P-S, SIPS procedure, is a modification of a duodenal switch where instead of making these two connections, we make this connection at the top up here just by pulling a loop of small intestine up and connecting it. So it reduces the risk of the operation a little bit because instead of having to make two connections with a SIPS procedure, there's only one. Here are the pros and cons of the malabsorptive procedures. The advantage of these operations is because of the malabsorption, they have the best weight loss. They also will have the fastest weight loss and overall the best resolution of diabetes, although there are many studies for gastric sleeve that show excellent resolution of type 2 diabetes. The rates are a little bit higher for malabsorptive procedures. These are also the most time tested, as both of these operations have been around for years and years. On the downside, these operations are obviously more complex than the restrictive procedures, therefore they have a little bit higher risk. As you can imagine, because we are bypassing a lot of small intestine, vitamin deficiencies occur more commonly with malabsorptive procedures. Ulcers can occur where we make some of these connections, whereas we don't have those connections with sleeve and with band, so ulcers are very rare. And similar to sleeve, these operations are not adjustable and they're not reversible.